So first of all, you want to go to our team site. This is the URL right here. So if you need to pause and write that down, do so. Otherwise, if you have it somewhere as one of your favorites, then just go ahead and click on it, which is what I'm going to do. And that will open up our team site. Within our team site, we have AutoCAD drawings, PDFs of both our CAD drawings and our plan-on drawings, but for this, what we want to do is make a copy of our CAD drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on AutoCAD drawing. And in this case, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to make a planning document for the 35th floor at 1515. So I'll scroll down to that, click on 35, and I'll get an option to open or save the drawing. I'm going to go ahead and save it because I want to save a copy of that for my planning purposes. And I'm just going to save that into my documents. I'm going to rename it 35 underscore test fit, or whatever your project might be. And that'll create a copy of our current AutoCAD drawings that we can use for planning. Okay, now that we've saved our AutoCAD drawing, the next step is to load our AutoCAD drawing in AutoCAD, and we will then synchronize the plan-on data and load people onto the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my drawing that I had saved, test fit. It's going to launch a session of AutoCAD by double-clicking on it. And when the drawing comes up, the first thing we'll need to do is load the plan-on palette. So the way we do that is we right-click somewhere on the drawing and then select Plan-on Connect for AutoCAD and then Palette, which is the top selection. It'll give us a warning that none of the data has been loaded as of yet, and we'll need to synchronize the person locations in order to get the people on the plan. I'll go ahead and click OK. And you'll see that it loads a Plan-on Connect for AutoCAD palette. The next thing we need to do is then synchronize the people to the plan. So if I right-click again on the drawing, go to Plan-on Connect for AutoCAD and go down to Synchronize Person Locations, it will bring up a dialog, ask me what I want to do with people that are being pulled into this drawing. I'll ignore anybody that's not on this plan, and I'll go ahead and select OK. And then it'll ask me to log in, so I'll type in my password, my plan-on password, and it'll begin loading the plan-on data onto the plan. This may take a few minutes. Okay, once that's completed, you'll see it'll give you statistics about how many people it loaded onto the floor plan, 86 in this case. And if I zoom in on the drawing, we will see that it has placed a little icon in each one of these rooms representing a person. And if I click on that person's icon, you'll see it starts to display who's actually sitting in that room with a name. Now if I want to display all the names for all the people that are sitting on this floor associated with the icon, I use this little section over here. First, there's the filter. You can filter out if you only want to see certain person types, etc. I'm going to go ahead and just apply no filter, and I'll click the checkbox. You'll see it puts a little indicator on each one of the icons. The next thing you want to do is select a mapping. So I'm going to go ahead and select personnel mapping and then apply that mapping. And you'll see that it then places everyone's last name associated with that location onto the floor plan. Okay, now that people are associated with the plan, we're ready to start planning. So we can begin moving people around on this plan, or later I'll show you how to move them from floor to floor or from plan to plan using the move box. So first let's look at just moving people around on this particular floor. So I'll go ahead and I'll click on the filter to highlight all of the individuals on this floor. And then what I can do is I can click on the little blue indicator to move them around. So if I select a person, I can drag them to a new location. And you'll see it moves the person. It doesn't necessarily move the text yet, but they are moved to that location. I'll go ahead and click on another person, grab them, move them into this spot. And then let's move a couple of these people, backfill them back into the office locations. Okay, now if I reselect my mapping, you'll see that it updates all the names with the people that I've moved and corresponded, moved those locations. Okay, so for this demonstration, let's assume that that's all we're going to do as far as planning and moving people around on this floor plan. So now I want to present this and go ahead and prepare a drawing that I can present for the proposed planned move. So first thing I might want to do is I might want to remove the person icons so that I can see the text a little easier. So when Plan-On places those icons on the drawings, it puts it on a layer called Person Block. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that layer off, and you can see that it removes those icons, and now I can see the text just a little bit better. Okay, so to color the drawing, I use a command called bhatch. In order to do that, what I need to do is disable all the Plan-On tools so that I can select these rooms and color them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Plan-On Connect palette, and I'm going to go ahead and just turn that off. Okay, so now all the regular AutoCAD commands are available to me. So I'll use bhatch, and I'll just type in bhatch at the command line, and it'll bring up a dialog. And it looks like a confusing dialog, but we're only going to use a few tools from it. So we'll use the select objects, and I'll go ahead and pick the rooms that are affected by my planning scenario, these 4 rooms. And I'll hit enter. And then I'm going to pick a color, and I'm going to choose a color from the color palette, and I typically would prefer more of a red color, so I'll change the gradient. You can see how to adjust down here the darkness. Usually I want to do a light color so that I can print and read everything on the floor plan. And then I'll pick a pattern. There's different shading gradients you can use. I like the one with solid on the outside and tapers in the inside. That way you can see the text a little bit better. I'll hit preview down here at the bottom, and that'll show me what it's going to look like. And that looks just fine. Go ahead and hit escape, brings the dialog back up, and I'll click OK, and then it colors the plan. So now I'm ready to print my plan. If there are any visual adjustments you need to make, you can make those now. So for instance, like if I wanted to move this text around a little bit so that these texts aren't overlapping, I can use the AutoCAD move command, select that piece of text, and kind of move it up a little bit so that it's a little more visually pleasing. And then I am ready to print.